herding turkeys. Hello everybody. Well, it is springtime and time to plant the garden, and I didn't show it, but I did all this with my tractor. I tilled it with my 6-foot tiller, and then I used my row healer to pull my rows up. I used to till it by hand with a walk behind tiller and then pull it up with a hoe or a garden rake to make these kind of rows. Since I bought my row healer to put on my tractor, I tilled this with the big tiller and rode it in 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes at the most. And the older I get, the easier it needs to be. So if you can afford it, I recommend it. If you can't, make garden smaller because it gets tough the older we get. So what I'm going to do is use some of that ground cover to stop from having weeds this year. This will be my first year to try it. Let's see how it goes. We'll do another video toward the end of the season to show y'all how it works. But look here, I got all my little helpers coming. They like that fresh dirt. So this addition to the barn is going to be great. It wasn't that much to do. I built it myself. I didn't build the barn, but I built this section myself. Got the calf pen on the end with a little covered section for the calf. Got a section here for the feed and the hay and all that storage, and I'm going to be parking my tiller under this section here. This section here, since it's right here on the garden, is going to be my greenhouse. Just going to put translucent panels on 4 sides, the roof, and 3 sides with the back wall of the barn. The afternoon sun comes right up here, so hopefully that's enough sun to make it happen. But I'll get some grow lights, let you know how that goes when I get it done. This section here is going to be firewood storage, greenhouse, garden equipment, and calf feed area. And see what I did here, y'all? I put this water trough halfway outside of the pen, and there's a reason for that. Toward the end of the growing season, when all the crops have finished up, I will be able to open this gate here, and this other side will be closed up, and let the calf and the horse come in here and graze out the garden and add some fertilizer while they're doing it, for it to sit and wait for the fall garden. Now, I will have to pull out all the stakes and trellises and stuff before I let them inside, but they will help me clean all the extra growth up. But I don't know, if I'm gonna have a weed cover, I might not have it this year. So let's see how that goes. No one's ever told me how hard it was to put this stuff down when you're out here by yourself. I'm gonna have to get another roll. I'm gonna turn this whole thing weedless this year. Let's see how it works. All right, everybody. I've got the weed cover in. I've got a few of the plants in. I got my tomatoes and some pepper plants and some squash already planted. And I've got the rest of the ground covered from what I'm going to plant. And look at there, I got my greenhouse finished. That was a task I did today. And finishing up the ground cover. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to show you how I put the holes in the plastic to plant the seeds. I do believe my greenhouse is going to work out just perfect. I just got to get me some shelves in there, some workbenches to seed my plants with. And for those of you that were curious, that's a woven plastic. It's not straight plastic. It's woven, and water gets through it, oxygen gets through it, but the weeds don't go through it. They also call it driveway matting or something like that. You put it down under your driveway where you're gonna put rocks down. It keeps the rocks from pressing on down into the ground, and so you don't have to replace your rocks as often. But that works perfect for weed cover for gardens as well, from what I've been seeing other people use it for. This year is my first year to do that. But what I'm gonna show you is a mistake I made on how to make my holes. I didn't want to make holes with scissors or a knife because then it can fray on the edges. So the mistake that I made was buying the wrong torch, and I'll show you that now. So I bought this at Home Depot, but what I didn't know is when you burn hose, you're gonna have to get that nozzle straight toward the plastic. Well, the nozzle fills for the liquid of the bottle when you do that, and it just starts flaming out, and it does not burn the hole. It may catch your plastic on fire and all that. This one's a little bit more expensive. Luckily, I didn't have to buy it. My son, my oldest son, is a plumber, and they use these in situations where they need their flame to go down and their tank's sitting upward. So I'm not sure what it's called, but let me see. It's a turbo torch. But anyway, but that works perfectly for burning hose. I'll show you that now. Always look back, make sure nothing stayed on fire. So while using the other torch the other day, when it flamed up, it did this. So I'll have a lot of weeds come through these locations. Luckily, it was only 3 bad spots. Also, it's real fast compared to cutting each hole by hand. You can go around and do the whole garden all at the same time and then go back and plant fairly quickly. Oh, turkeys. So that's where I've got my Burpees sweet corn planted. Never had success with corn because the squirrels always dig it up, but I'm hoping with this woven plastic ground cover, the squirrels stay out of here. We'll see. So that's my wife. She likes to mow. What she's doing right now is pushing the leaves off of the grass as we're going into April. That way we get a good grass cover as the next rain comes with this warming of the season. Even though the cow and the horse will keep the grass ate down and we don't have to mow the pasture, basically what she is doing is moving the leaves. That's what you got to do when you have trees in your pasture. subdivision homesteading at its finest. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate y'all watching. If you could, give me a thumbs up and subscribe and share my videos on your social media pages where you can. But here's the garden in the background, what it's looking like now. I've got my, what I did here for my tomatoes is I put some cattle panels for T-posts. This would be my tomato support. Instead of staking them this year, I'll just put cattle panels. Eventually want to just start weaving the plants through the cattle panels. Also got cattle panels over there for my cucumber row. And for some crazy reason, I don't know if I did this accidentally or what, but tell me in the comments, tell me if y'all have ever done this. Overplanted one thing. I've got like 50 squash plants. Yellow squash and zucchini and another kind, butternut, but way too many squash. Doing some pinto beans, believe it or not, pinto beans, but they kind of came up random, didn't get all of them. So I put sunflowers at the end of every row, most rows, so that I can attract bees and stuff. 2 rows of okra, and there's my corn. Not sure if it's going to do very well or not, but anyway, hey, there's the garden. I'm gonna start putting together some videos of how to do certain things coming up. I think I'm gonna change over to that type of video because the chicken egg box video did real well. None of my other videos get very many views, but the chicken rollout egg box, goodness gracious, I've never had a video do that good. But thanks if you're one of those viewers and likers, and appreciate it. I'll start trying to do more of those type of videos. Before we clean out our horse stall stuff, it's got to rot for at least a year or so before I till it into this dirt. But anyway, folks, thanks again, and I'll let y'all go. Have a good one.